Derek, Nick, looks like Vicky, myself. I'm not sure where John is. I can't see him.
Johnny
Okay.
wasn't able to be here today.
Okay. Okay, good morning, everybody. I'll call the meeting to order at 7:34. Roll call vote. Roll call, I mean. Vicky? Vicky? I thought that's her on her phone up there. Am I not hearing her? Okay. Nick?
Here.
Alan?
Here.
John Zim is absent. Derek?
Here.
Okay. Terry? Terry? Okay, absent. Christy's here. We have a quorum. I want to do Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have an approval of the agenda for January 8th, 2021, distance learning model as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion, Nick.
Motion by Nick, second.
Second, Derek.
Second by Derek. Okay. Roll call vote. Vicky? Are you here yet? Okay. Nick?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
John is absent. Derek?
Yes.
Terry is absent. And Christy's here. Motion passes. So review to distance to assure in-person transition. Go ahead, Lisa.
All right, we'll start out by going over our dashboard. And just a reminder to everybody who's online today, we always start out our meetings with reviewing data. And the main purpose for today is to look at the data as far as health, academic, staffing, and safety to make sure that we're still on track to go back to our roll-in for in-person and hybrid. And so good news, we are looking like we're on track. Things are improving tremendously. So it's good news the way things are going. But we'll go through the dashboard and look at all of those areas. We look at health. We're monitoring the prevalence of COVID-19 in our community, new cases per 10,000 in our residents, positive test rates, and the ongoing consultation with health officials. We look at academic areas, student and school-related data, including attendance, transportation, close contacts, and positive test rates. We look at staffing. Do we have the staffing levels to allow the district to offer the current model and proposed model? And we look at the absentee rates based on COVID-related absences. And then, of course, we always look at safety. That's always the main concern, the ability to maintain safe learning environments following protocols, PPE availability, cleaning supplies availability, HVAC systems operating the way they should be to assure our safety, and then students and staff feeling safe. So we look at those health indicators, cases per 10,000 residents. When we consulted with our health, the public county health officials, they're so busy rolling out the vaccines right now. They gave us the MDE counts. So these are the 2-week-old counts. So Mahnomen County was at 52.67, 44.12 for Becker County. I did this morning look at that JOLA marketing sites, and those were even better. Becker County was at 34.9, and that's that JOLA marketing app for Minnesota school openings. So Becker County was at 34.9, Mahnomen was at 27.1. So those are awesome numbers. If you remember, it was only a month ago we were looking at 200s. So things are looking really well. White Earth is looking at 104.44. So those numbers are still looking a little bit high, but once again, they were looking at the 200s. So things are going in the right direction for us. So we are looking at a transition to in-person for elementary starting on January 19th. The 3 grade band levels in the 2-week intervals. And so we'll talk a little bit more about our specific plan is what the governor executive order allows, and then hybrid for all students on the 19th who are not in the 3 grade band levels in Ogama and 3 grade band levels in Waubun Elementary. Academic indicators, we're looking at tracking attendance. Ogama Elementary, between that November 30th through December 9th is 97.06. Waubun Elementary was 84.75. Waubun Junior High, 73.53, and Waubun Secondary, 77.06. Transportation has not been an issue during distance learning. And then staffing, we've had 216 COVID-related staff absences in the month of December. And then we are in our first week in December back to school, but as of yesterday, 6 days of staff-related absences due to COVID. And then at this point, safety indicators in school, no concerns. We've got plenty of PPE availability. HVAC systems are running well. As you look at transition to hybrid, our roll-in plans are ECK1 or pre-K K1 in Ogama, and 4th, 5th, and 6th at the Waubun Elementary for in-person learning starting on January 19th. The transition days, we have 2 days required for transition, and those transition days will be January 15th and 18th. There will be no school on those days for students, but we will be providing Tier 1 childcare. If you remember last time we had the transition days, we had training for our non-certified staff to prepare them for the distance learning. This time we do not need those training days, so we are going to be able to provide that Tier 1 childcare. So we will have Tier 1 childcare the 15th and 18th. 2nd and 3rd grade and 7th through 12th grade will start hybrid learning on the 19th of January. And then Tier 1 childcare will continue for 2nd and 3rd grade through January 19th through January 29th on their off days, so on their AB days. Grades 2nd and 3rd grade will roll in after the initial 2 weeks on February 1st, and grades 7 through 12 will remain in hybrid. So this is the calendar. This has been sent out, it's been posted, just to try to give people a visual of what that looks like, to try to help a little bit to those that need those visual cues on what it looks like. And you can see the AB days with that remote learning still staying on that Friday for the distance learning Fridays for the hybrid learners. Then just a transition update to give people an idea of what we've been working on, and also with parents or students, staff that are watching, of what maybe you need to do to still get ready for the upcoming transition. We've been working on bus routes and schedules. We met with drivers yesterday. We'll meet again next Thursday. We will be working on seating assignments. We had seating assignments before. Students will be allowed to be sitting in pods by households, and we will be doing distancing. There's still a distancing requirement on the bus, but it's not as strict as it was last time, but we still are trying to do that as best as we possibly can to ensure safety of students on the bus. We are encouraging families that can drive to drive so that we can provide the transportation to those who need it the most. We really want to ensure this in-person transition to work. And we are looking at trying to add an extra loop or an extra route where we can. But we have a limitation too. We don't have extra drivers. There's a limitation on bus drivers that we could hire even if we could find them. And it takes a while to get the license. So we encourage those that can drive to drive so that we can get kids back in and learning.
Lisa,
Meal service, yes.
I'm sorry. How many extra kids are we going to be able to get on a bus with loosening restrictions?
Well, what the requirement is that it's 6 foot from the driver is a requirement. And then they still want us to try to do that 6 foot between. So we've told the drivers to still try to put every other seat in pods. And so we're still trying to do that. but the wording in the document says as best as you can. And so if we have to go, we told the drivers, our goal is to still keep it at 50% capacity. Our goal is to keep it at 50 to 75%. In the elementary school, we're able to go 3 feet now. And so it doesn't make a lot of sense for us as a district to have our buses at 75 to 78 capacity, full capacity for an hour, and then do distancing in school during the day. And so our goal is to still try to keep that distancing as best we can for safety. And so we're still going to try to do that 50 to 75% every other seat as best we can and have them sit in pods. So that's why we're encouraging parents that can drive, if they can, please do that. Does that make sense? But as far as the guidance, it says do it as best you can. We're also encouraging if we can crack the windows, even an inch. They're saying that fresh air circulation helps, it reduces mitigation. Now, there's common sense. If it's 20, 30 below, that's not going to happen on some of those days. So obviously we have to use some common sense in there also, which our drivers will do. Any other questions on transportation? Meal services, the door-to-door delivery will stop on the 15th. So on the 15th, and then meal pickup will start on the 18th, that week of the 18th. For hybrid and distance learning only, obviously our in-person students will receive their meals in school. And they will be picked up at this point. We're looking at Waubun School, Ogama School, and White Earth Community Center, and those times will be determined. We're still trying to figure out what the length of the routes are going to be, which drivers will be available to be able to be at the White Earth pickup spot, and so on. So we still have a lot of those details to try to work out. But we know that we can't have our drivers doing delivery and trying to do transport students. Plus our food service people are not going to be able to be doing all those different types of meal delivery or meal preparations when they have students on site. So that delivery will be changing, and that communication will be coming out. So meal deliveries will be changing. Survey, staff are following up with those that have not completed the survey. So please, if you have not completed that survey, it's at the top of our Facebook post. Please follow through with that. We're trying so hard to make sure we're meeting everybody's needs. Please make sure that you have completed that survey so that we can make sure that we get all of those services set up for your students and your family. PPE and safety. MDE has another supply of adult child masks and shields, and Michelle has been working with principals and with the staff on ordering more PPE supplies, cleaning supplies, things like plexiglass for desks and table dividers for staff and students. So continuing to order those supplies and increasing even more some of those safety supplies as we've reduced some of those distancing requirements, especially with elementary. And then new assignments and schedules. I think schedule's the hot word. Doing schedules with busing and schedules with meals and schedules with students and staff, and lots of scheduling going on. So administration, support staff working diligently to create systems that accommodate in-person learning and distance learning, as well as hybrid as we come with the new semesters. So lots of people working on schedules and to try to help learners complete that last week of second semester as well. So things are busy, but I'm excited to have learners back in the building. And then the state saliva tests. Those will be starting. That state testing is starting. For some schools, it started on the 4th. You had to have hybrid learners or in-person learners for it to start. And so our testing will start on the 22nd. Northwest Service Co-op members have testing on Fridays, and it's available every 2 weeks. And then once again, recognitions. Thank you again for everybody who was working on the surveys results. Brittany, Deja, Christy, Andrea, the district office staff, all the building office staff, the teachers who followed up with it. And then everybody who has completed the survey. Really, thank you so much. We're up to about 90%. Approximately 90% have completed it. We still have that 10% out there. We really need your feedback. We need your information. So please follow through with that. And then to all the staff, everybody is working hard to make this happen. So thank you so much to everybody This is work that is well worth it to get everybody back. And thank you for the parents for all the work you're doing and continuing to work with your students. Really appreciate it. And students, hang in there. We need you to hang in there and keep working. We need to all continue to work together to make this happen. So you are worth it. Questions?
I just had one question from a parent that had asked, grades 7 through 12 will remain in hybrid for how long? Do we have the plan for them to come back to school full-time as well?
Not at this time. At this time, we're being told that we need to follow the guidance. However, we are looking into it and looking for consultation of when is that going to change and what might that look like. So we're on it. We're pursuing that. And as soon as we have any clear guidance or direction or have a plan to go forward with that, but we are pursuing that.
As of right now, what are the things that are the hurdles or the challenges that we're facing to get those kids back?
To tell you the truth is mixed messaging. The guide has not changed, but they're saying that we can have conversations and consult. So we're trying to clear up the mixed messaging. So there's some frustration around that. So we're trying to work through that process. And so what I will tell you is what we're being told verbally and what's in writing. And we've been down this road before. So before I want to put too much information out there, I want to get that cleared up.
Well, I think you know how I think about that.
I do. And I'm with you, but I don't want to put too much out there before we have a good plan. So give me a week or two. Give me a week or two and we'll be there.
My opinion is still guidance is guidance, and we interpret how we want to interpret. And
Yep.
I think that, getting our kids all back here as soon as we can is the best line or the best course to go through.
Yep.
So,
and I got to tell you, I'm and I think I'm with you, and I think our numbers support that. And I think that's the direction we're going to end up going. And so I'm with you. I just think that right now, and I think they're going that direction. I think that's where the rollout's going to go. They're just doing some mixed messaging. So I believe we're going to be there.
all righty. Is there any other questions on the plan? Do we have anything as far as public comment?
Let me see.
I don't have anything. Do anybody else see anything out there?
I don't. Let me check my gut. I checked one spot. Let me check one other. No, I don't have anything.
Okay. All righty. So future considerations for the board. Regular school board meeting is January 20th. Investment and Budget Committee meeting January 15th. And we have a reorganization meeting in about 10 minutes. Motion to adjourn.
Motion, Nick.
Motion by Nick,
Second, Alan.
second by Alan. Vicky's absent. Nick,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
John's absent. Derek,
Yes.
Terry is absent. Christie's a yes. Okay, we are adjourned at 7:52.
And I have a text message from Vicky. I think she's trying to get on the wrong meeting, so she will be joining us probably for the next one. So,
Yeah, I texted her, so she's,
Okay.
I sent her the right phone number.
okay.
I'm calling it.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you.